Good morning, everybody. There we go. There's TradeStation. Alrighty. Good morning, all my trader friends. It is Wednesday, August 21st. It's 5:30 a.m. in the morning on the West Coast, California, where I'm at. 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm Jonathan Van Kloot. And quick reminder, give me a thumbs up on the video if you like this kind of stuff, if you're into technical analysis. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future things I got going on. And any feedback at all, throw it in the comments below. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the markets. Let's see what the ES has been doing, the S&P 500. And it's an interesting situation here. It is a bit unclear at the moment because we had, actually let me zoom this out just a little bit more. There we go. We had what looked like a very nice A wave down after the completion of this whole cycle from before. And then we had a nice B wave up. And then we had the beginnings of a nice C wave down, which ideally, textbook-wise, I would have expected to see get down to somewhere maybe a little below the A wave. But we didn't get that. We got about 2/3 of the way, maybe halfway, 2/3 of the way. And then it reversed and bounced higher. But notice it has not gotten any higher than this. This is, I mentioned this on Monday, but this is feeling a lot like October. This is feeling like a slightly scaled down version of this right there. Where we had this nice pullback. This actually had a sort of a two-stage pullback. We had this pullback here, and then it just bounced around and went sideways for a while until eventually one last test, and then boom, further downside. So this whole thing basically became an A, a B, and a C. And that's what this feels like to me. It really does. We'll see how it plays out, but this feels like it's an A, and then we've got a B still kind of doing its thing, and we have a C yet to come somewhere, maybe down in here, in this range, actually, more like here. Ideally, I really want to see it stay above that level. Don't want to see it break that, because if it does, there's kind of nothing else to catch it below. There's really no serious support below that. So kind of a treacherous time right now in the ES, because we are, at the moment anyway, bouncing sideways. We don't have clear price action of lower lows and lower highs, because we had the low, the lower low, and then we had this higher low, but then we have a lower high, and we're just sideways right now. So if you can trade sideways markets, that's fine, no problem at all. But just be prepared that it could break either direction really at any time. It could go down lower, or it could decide that we're done. Some good news comes out and the buyers come up, or the buyers come in rather, to push the price up. So this is a very news-driven market right now, and pretty much the one and only big news is China. It's all about what's going on with China and the trade war and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, which frankly I don't really pay any attention to, but I know it's out there, and it's usually, right now, it's been the catalyst for any kind of big move. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But right now, it's tough to call a direction because we don't have one. The direction right now is sideways. So if you're not familiar with how to trade sideways markets, maybe stay out for a while. Wait until things have cleared up. If you're a longer-term trader, that's probably not a bad idea at all. Now, if you're a shorter-term trader, you've got a number of opportunities. There's always opportunity, both directions. We had, in my opinion, what appears to be from back here. We had a nice 1, 2, 3. Actually, I kind of misdrew that. Sorry, let me try that again. 3, 4, and now we're in a wave 5 up. Kind of running out of steam too, because look at the oscillator. Look how high it was up there, and now look where it went, and now it's coming back up. So even if we break this high and price action goes higher, the oscillator is probably going to be somewhere down here or something. So we've got a definite divergence happening at what appears to be the end of a wave 5. So it's looking like we're out of steam. We had an extension from this move up. Ooh, pardon me, sneeze snuck up and surprised me. Sorry about that. So we had this extension here, and it took us right to between the 161.8 and the 261.8, so a perfect textbook wave 3 extension, and then we had a wave 4 pullback to the 38.2, And now we're pushing higher. So this is all perfect. Everything's following, the rules just perfectly. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens from here. But it's looking like this will have a little bit more higher to go, which will basically get us to the top of this range and then run out of steam and then pull back again. So we'll have to see exactly how it all plays out. But right now, that's what it is looking like on the S&P. So if you are a day trader, a short-term trader, just know that you may have a little bit more room to go on the upside. Right now, the trend is up, but it could turn around on a dime. Any second, it could just reverse and come back down again. So just be prepared for that. But in the meantime, right now, the direction is to the bull side. All right, let's look at the Russell, RTY, Russell 2000, and it's pretty much just a copycat of the ES. Slightly different price levels, slightly different support and resistance levels, etc. But same basic thing. We've got what appears to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in a 5 now. Oscillator divergent. It's pretty much a copycat. So everything is very in sync. The RTY does seem to be weaker, and it has been for quite some time. It's been kind of the weakest of the indexes. So it is something to watch for. If we are going to break down the RTY will probably show it before the ES does. So that could be a useful thing to know. Pay attention to the RTY for especially signs of weakness. All right, let's move on to crude. And crude oil is climbing nicely after what I believe was the completion of the weekly wave 2. Also, the wave that's the wave C of the wave 2, the ABC. And then the daily wave 5 to the downside on a bigger time frame. So everything is looking good. It looks like we may have had already a 1 up, a 2 down, and now we're heading into a 3 up. That is what I believe is happening. But of course, it needs to break this high in order to confirm that. But right now, it's looking like the bulls are trying to take charge again. MACD line did cross its signal line to the upside, so that was a first kind of suggestion hint, especially knowing that that was happening after what looked like a completion of a wave count. And then from there, it's been a pretty decent push up. The MACD line right now is trying to cross the 0 line. That's a nice bullish sign. And the momentum is looking to break that 0 line as well. And if the momentum can break that 0 line, that could really trigger something. And especially if that coincides, and it looks like it probably will, with the break of this high, that is what you're looking for. That is the confirmation of a wave 3 up, and it's probably going to be a good push from there. So be ready for that. This is the high right there, this level. So keep an eye on that. Right now, the price action is higher highs and higher lows. Momentum is to the bull side on the shorter time frame, the 60-minute. And everything is looking pretty good. The 13 EMA is above the 50 SMA, and price action as well is above both. So everything is holding up pretty well. And crude is flashing signs that it wants to continue to the upside. So trade accordingly. All right, let's take a look at gold. And gold did pull back, not terribly surprisingly, with the market going higher recently. But basically the inverse of the S&P 500. Gold is not exactly collapsing, just like the S&P 500 is not exactly exploding to the upside. Right now, kind of sideways here, just sort of stuck in this range. And I expect it to sort of mirror or do the inverse of the broader market for a while now. It's been doing it for a while now, and I expect it to continue for a while. So we'll have to see what happens, but we do have a resistance area here. We've got a sell zone right here, which is basically where gold failed after a what appears to be a completed wave count. There's always the possibility that this gold explodes higher, especially if the market collapses lower. But right now, anyway, it's looking like we really don't have anywhere to go but kind of sideways at the moment. Trend, the bigger picture trend, of course, is still up. The 50 SMA, the 13 EMA, they're both pointing up. The momentum clearly is to the bull side, but of course we have a divergence there as price went significantly higher. Oscillator did not. Oscillator actually went a little lower. So it's not looking like we have a lot of upside right this second. We're going to need to maybe build a base here for a little while, go sideways, or pull back, give us a retracement, and then we can build up the steam to push higher once again. Right now, the 60-minute trend, let me actually zoom this out a little. It's just kind of sideways. You can see it's just sort of chopping around between these basic levels and just sort of stuck in there. So sort of directionless right now in gold. All right, natural gas having a nice little rally, still continuing it. It did get almost to the top of that channel there, and then it pulled back, but then it went right back up again. So this is interesting. This could be kind of what I've been looking for this to break out of this channel and start to head higher. I've been mentioning for a while now that natural gas is at all-time lows. It has never, ever been lower than here, at least not as far back as the data goes. So it is feeling like it's bottoming. I mean, look at the oscillator difference, and the oscillator is going higher and higher and higher and higher. And if this can break out of this channel and hold, which it has not been able to do, but if it can do that and hold and then break that higher high, especially with the oscillator crossing the zero line, that could be the start of a major bull run. So be ready for that. This, to me, feels like there's a lot of accumulation happening all down in here. So just be ready for that. When natural gas starts to move, I have a feeling it's going to be big. So it's not there yet. We don't have any confirmation of anything happening yet, but it is looking like it's setting up. So just watch for that. Again, what you're looking for is for price to break out of this channel, probably pull back, test it as support, then want to head higher. And if it takes out that high, then we've got confirmation. Or if you see that price action sort of developing, even as it's happening, but before it's confirmed, but you see the oscillator break the zero line, that's also a pretty good indicator that you might go ahead and take a shot at a bull trade. Just, of course, as always, use good money management, position sizing, risk parameters, all that good stuff. All right, last but not least, let's finish up with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is being interesting. We had what looked to be a very nice wave 1 up, wave 2 down. Then we had that should be the next one would be a wave 3, right? But then we just kind of had this pretty shallow wave 3, which at the moment looked like it was a wave 3. But then we pulled back quite deep and well below the wave 1. So this actually suggests that we're in a 3-1, a 3-2, and a 3-3 to the upside. And in fact, even within that, it looks like 3-3-1, 3-3-2, and then the next move, if this gets broken, is a 3-3-3. So that's wave 3 of wave 3 of wave 3. So I would expect a strong move to the upside from there. Basically, the longer this takes to go higher without breaking below this low, the more bullish that gets. It's kind of what it boils down to if you want to really simplify it. Right this second, the trend is down. We're in a correction mode. So if you're looking to be bullish on Bitcoin, your buying opportunity is kind of shaping up now. We've actually broken sub 10,000, but that's happened recently, and the buyers have shown up. So I expect buying activity again somewhere in this area here is probably where we're going to see the buyers start to come out. So watch for that. Watch for a short time frame reversal start to take shape. You can go down to a smaller time frame if you need to, if you're a day trader. If you're a longer term trader, maybe the 60-minute might be your short term time frame. So just watch for a really bullish candle leaving somewhere around the 95, 9600, 9700 level, something like that. Watch for a nice green candle leaving that level, and that'll be a pretty decent indicator that there is more upside ahead. All right, that wraps it up for today. Taking a quick peek at the ES again. Well, we're still trying to hold up, so we'll have to see what happens. We were up all night, so can it continue this morning, or is the U.S. session going to bat it back down again? I'd expect probably they'll drive it up first, let it come up high, maybe sort of triple top here, 1, 2, 3, and then they'll probably swat it down. But we will have to wait and see. You don't know until you actually know. All right, that's it. I'm going to get ready for the trading day ahead. I hope you have a great one. Again, please do subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of stuff, and give me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. And stay tuned. Come back on Friday when I do it again. I do these Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, so I'll be back to do it again on Friday. All right, hope you have a fantastic day. Good trading if you're in the markets right now, and I will talk to you on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.